Ladies and gentlemen, today we are opening quite arguably the greatest starter deck that has ever released in the history of the One Piece TCG. The Ultra Deck 3 Brothers. Let's rip it open and see what's inside. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully y'all are having an absolutely wonderful, beautiful, and an amazing day. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. When these decks released, I had to get two. You always have to get two. Because, especially if you plan on playing the game like I do, they only release 2 meta cards per deck. So, you'll see once again once I open it up. But basically, ladies and gentlemen, this is the most recent starter deck that just got released. It's the Three Brothers Ultra deck. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, DK, the previous Ultra deck that released was the 3 Captains. What's the difference? Well, other than the blatantly obvious, just different cards, different card types, all this general stuff. By the way, this guy's going to be super meta very soon, so keep a lookout. But other than that, the big difference here, ladies and gentlemen, is that for the 3 Captains, they didn't have a promo pack. Now, I don't know why they added it for the 3 Brothers, and in my opinion, it kind of made it really annoying for people who wanted to buy this starter deck. And then even some people, what they would do is they would or some LCSs, which is really disgusting in my opinion, but I understand why they're doing it, but it kind of sucks. They would open up the 3 Brothers starter deck. They would take out the promo packs, which have alternate art variants of the cards in this deck, and they would sell those alt arts and then just sell the starter deck by itself, not allowing them to get this at MSRP, which is around $34.99 MSRP. But regardless of that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to dive deep into this starter deck. I want to go over the cards, kind of look at the promo packs, obviously, and let's kind of see what the decks look like, because this is going to be the first time I'm looking through these. But I have, full disclosure, played against every single one of these brothers, and I'll say right now, the one that I have the most problems with is the Ace.
What?
But let's go and see what's inside. Full disclosure, ladies and gentlemen, I did already open one of my other starter decks, so this right here, and I'll show you the alt arts that I opened there just now. The footage got messed up, so that's why I'm filming it twice, which is, you know, just clearly so good at videos and YouTubes. So yeah, this is what I got from my other promos. We'll see. Okay, well, we start off with Curly Dedan, so that's tragic, I'm assuming. And we got Luffy, the 2-cost 1,000 power Luffy card. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the final card here is the Ace alternate art card. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Tesco, that's not bad. These are inside of the starter deck. Not these exactly the same ones, but variants of these cards are in there. So basically, this card is a common card. This card is a leader card. So it's an alt art leader is what you can consider it. But once again, I said it in the previous video that got messed up. I think the white background's okay, but I kind of like the way the regular alt arts, the regular leaders look compared to the alt art variants of them. It's just all white. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's either give me the full face ones or give me some different artwork. It's just a white version of it. But, ladies and gentlemen, let's open up this one here. Here's another promo pack. And, of course, the deck itself. Now, we're going to open the promo pack here. The one I want is, in all honesty, I could care less. I just want to be able to collect these cards as well. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I think we pulled another leader. We pulled another alt art leader, and it's yellow, which they're all yellow. But I think it's Sabo. Dang it! Sabo, I wanted Luffy. It's okay. We got the Sabo alt art leader, and we have the Ace alt art leader, and we have Makino's alt art, which is cool, and we have Edward Newgate's alt art, which, real talk, ladies and gentlemen, Whitebeard is my favorite character in all of One Piece. So this is going to be sleeved and sent for grading, for sure. Just because I don't want to... I just like Whitebeard as a character. My honest-to-God chase card, like the one I want the most from One Piece right now, is the Newgate Top 16 card from Regionals, but it's like a $2,000 card, so I'm like, I'm not going to hold my breath. If I find a good deal on it, if y'all know someone who's getting it for a good deal, want to trade for it, some mangas maybe, let me know. Now, as y'all know, ladies and gentlemen, people who don't know the TCG, you might be asking yourself, DK, why do you need 2 of each card? Let's go into why real quick here, and you'll see in 2 seconds why. So obviously you have the leaders, but you have this card here, right? Example, Sabo, 5 cost. On play, you may trash 1 card from the top or bottom of your life cards. Knock out 20 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. So it's really good to clear out blockers. Very strong card. Now, each deck, you can have maximum of 4 cards of the same type per deck. They only give you 2. So if you want to play a set of 4, you need to buy yourself another starter deck for $35. So that kind of sucks. But as you can see, the playable cards, they only give you 2 of each. 2 aces, 2 Garps, which you need 4. He's a searcher. 2 Luffys, and then 2 blocker Ivankovs, 4 Newgates. And the ones that you get 4 for, you're kind of like, oh, these must suck. And you'd be kind of right, kind of wrong. Some of these are playable. Some of them you do need, but I'll go over these in just a bit. Let's kind of go over the leader cards, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but this is the alt arts. Let's kind of go over real quick. The alt art compared to the regular art, they're both hollow. It's kind of dimmed down because of my sleeves, but the hollow pattern on the regular one's kind of cooler. I don't know. It's just me. But each of these decks are yellow decks. They're yellow-black, yellow-blue, yellow-red. What does that mean?
Scum, slime, menace.
That means you manipulate your life quite frequently for each and every one of those leaders. They just have different ways of manipulating life. But the starter deck's the same. The leaders have different abilities, so let's go over them real quick. I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible. Luffy's ability. Your face-up life cards are placed at the bottom of your deck instead of being added to your hand. So if you have a life card like this, face up, it gets sent to the bottom of your deck, so you can't use it as a counter. So that kind of sucks. But Luffy's ability. Activate main. Once per turn, you may trash 1 character card from your hand. If you have 0 life cards, add up to 2 characters with a cost of 5 from your hand or trash to the top of your life cards face up. So let me kind of show you Luffy's wombo combo here, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, you have 0 life. Awesome. You give this dude... Luffy wants to be at 0 to maximize his ability, okay? You give this guy 2 life. Look at that. He's got 7,000 power, right? But you may trash 1 card from your hand. So let's say I trash this ace card from my hand. I trashed him. Trashed him. He's gone. So once I trash ace from my hand, if you have 0 life cards, which we do, add up to 2 characters with the cost of 5 from your hand or trash to the top of your life cards face up. Look at that. I just trashed this ace, right? So I put him at the top of my life face up. Oh, and I have to put another card face up. Look at that. Sabo, face up. Boom. 5 cost Sabo. Then you might be asking, oh, DK, they're the trash. What are you going to do? You summon this guy on the field for 2 Dawn. So you put him on the field. Boom. He's on the field, right? But what happens is you may trash this character, reveal up to 1 card from the top of your life cards. If that card is Sabo with a cost of 5, you may play that card. If you do, one of your leader gains 2,000 power until the end of your opponent's turn. So basically, look at these. These 2 guys are in my life. Face up. Luffy uses his ability. I trashed him, put him there. Wonderful. I summon Sabo for 2 Dawn. Trash him. Boom. Summon this Sabo. Boom. For basically just 2 Dawn, right? Because of this guy's ability. And he gives Luffy 2,000 power. So now Luffy has 2,000 power until the opponent's turn. So he swings 9,000. So that's kind of Luffy's bread and butter. And then the same thing for Ace. You basically want to be able to trash or summon this variant of Ace. Does the exact same thing. Trash this character, reveal Ace at the top of your card. Play it, and basically you have these 2. Luffy's at 0 life, but then he has 9,000 power because this guy's ability gives Luffy now 2,000. So trashing both, summoning both for 2, trashing both gives Luffy 4,000 power. So now he's at 9,000 power until the end of the next turn. So that's kind of Luffy's bread and butter, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's kind of confusing, but read the ability a bit. If you still have questions about it, let me know. But that's kind of why Luffy just kind of like stays at 0 life. So that's kind of the sweet spot for Luffy. Now for Ace, slightly different. Activate main, give him 2 Dawn, the same as Luffy. Look at 5 cards from the top of your deck and add up to 1 character card with a cost of 5 to the top of your life card face up. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. At the end of your turn, trash all of your face up life cards. So basically, you summon Ace, give him 2 Dawn. You search, basically give this guy 2 Dawn, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add 1 to your life, right? And then you want to make sure, once again, just kind of like Sabo, for example, let's say that you see these are the cards. Let's say that these are the cards in your hand. So the top 5 of your decks. Okay, I use Ace's ability. I'm searching. Which card do I want to put face up? You want to put this guy face up. Put him there. Look at that. But look, Ace's ability. Any card that's face up in your life at the end of your turn, you have to trash it. right? So you don't want to do that. So you use Ace's ability, summon him, and oh, look at that. I used this guy for 2 Dawn, trash him, and then summon this Sabo again. So basically that's kind of Ace's ability and how to manipulate life with him. But there's actually some cards that synergize really, really well with this Ace that made me struggle, which are actually from the Big Mom Pirates. So it's very confusing, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of things you can do with all these leaders, but Ace is the one I've had the most problems with, which is kind of crazy to think about. And then, of course, ladies and gentlemen, Sabo's ability. You only need to give him 1 Dawn, unlike the other 2. We have to give him 2. Activate main. Once per turn, you may add one of your characters with the cost of 3 or more and 7,000 power or more to the top of your life cards face up to one of your character gains 2,000 power until the start of your next turn. So Sabo, you're not necessarily buffing the leader. So remember how Luffy, you summon the cards and you can kind of like, it buffs Luffy, the leader card itself. This card, Sabo, buffs the characters on the field. So it's a little bit different. So I'm going to say it right now, ladies and gentlemen, reading the abilities, I think Ace is really good. Like I said before, I'm saying this because I've played against it a lot. Luffy right now is okay, but he's really easy to beat once you know what's going on. Keep him at 0 life. Keep him at like 1 life, 2 life. Just don't swing until he's at like 1 or 2 and you can just clear board and end the game. And one thing about Luffy, because he wants to be at 0, the way that I beat him is I have 12 cost Luffy, purple Luffy come on, and he's basically screwed because you have an extra turn. He goes back to 5,000 life. It's very simple. If you guys want a game plan that I can show you, but he's not that hard to beat right now anyway. Sabo, after reading his ability, he buffs his characters on the field, which is hard to clear out at that point in time, but I think is okay. Ace, once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just saying it right now. It seems like a sleeper pick because everyone's focusing on Luffy. There are ways to manipulate life with Hiyori, with some Big Mom Pirate characters, so that instead of when their lives are face up, you can make them back face down. So you're actually gaining life as well, which is kind of crazy to think about. I didn't even realize it until I was playing him, but Ace is pretty strong. Now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, these are all my opinions. I personally think Ace is the most fun, and I think probably the stronger leader right now, just from my gameplays against it. But I understand why people think the Black Yellow Luffy is fun too. For example, now let's kind of go over the cards here. Sabo, you may trash 1 card from the top or bottom of your life cards, knock that up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. So if your opponent has blockers or something like that, you can clear it out pretty easily. That's a pretty strong card. Of course, it synergizes with this Sabo. So if this card, if the 5 cost Sabo is in your trash or in your life, you can put this card on the field, 2 Dawn only, 2 Dawn commitment only. Trash this character, reveal up to 1 card from the top of your life cards. If that card is a Sabo with cost of 5, you can play that card. If you do, up to one of your leader gains 2,000 power until the end of your opponent's turn. So you basically summon him, trash him, give your leader 2,000 power more, and you can summon a 5 cost Sabo from your life. So they do give you 4 of those Sabos. Ace is the same exact thing, just for Ace cards, right? So same exact thing. Now the difference between the Ace and the Sabo is that Sabo 5 cost will knock out 5 cost characters. The Ace is a rush. If you have 2 or less life cards, this character gains rush. 5 cost, 7,000 power rush. That's pretty strong. But once again, they only give you 2.
Trash.
Kind of sucks. Garp is a searcher. Very simple. Look at 5 cards on top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 Sabo, Ace, or Luffy with the cost of 5 or less and add it to your hand. And then place the rest at the bottom of your deck. They only give you 2 of these searchers, which I think is really, really stingy.
Trash!
That's kind of ridiculous in my honest opinion. This Luffy card's pretty solid. He stays really strong. Activate main once per turn. This character gains 2,000 power until the start of your next turn. Then if you have 1 or more life cards, draw 1 card, trash 1 card from the top of your life cards. So Luffy's pretty strong. Once again, they only give you 2. Blocker Ivankov. On play, you may trash 1 card from the top or bottom of your life cards. Reveal up to 1 character card with the cost of 5 from your hand and add it to the top of your life cards face down. So very good for the Ace, because once again, if there's a life card that's face up, you have to put it at the bottom of your deck or trash it. This card prevents that from happening. So you play it, you can basically add a card face down to your life, so you don't have to lose those cards. Once again, very nice card. They only give you 2. Newgate, on play, add 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life cards, and look at all of your life cards. Place 1 card at the top of your deck, and place the rest back in your life area in any order. So once again, more life manipulation cards, and they give you 4 of these, I'm sorry. Dadan is a 5 cost, 4,000 power blocker, but basically, this card is strong in a very unique way. You play up to 1 Sabo, Ace, and Luffy with the cost of 2 from your hand. So basically, Ace, Sabo, and then this version of Luffy is here somewhere. somewhere here, this Luffy here. So if you, it's gonna be like a super wombo combo. Basically, you summon her, you can summon the baby version of Ace, the baby version of Sabo, the baby version of Luffy, and then use their abilities to like summon the big boy versions of them. So it's just like a super buff, but that's very particular. It's like a very like once in a while situation. What are the chances you have all three of them in your hand at the same time? Sort of deal. So it's interesting. It's kind of a gimmicky thing. It's kind of just like how Judge is with the Germa cards. Shanks, you may turn one of your face-up life cards face down, which is once again good for Ace. I keep thinking about Ace because I want to play him. If your opponent has 7 or more cards in their hand, trash up to 1 card from the top of your opponent's life cards. Uta is screwed with this guy anyway. So there's only 4 of these, which is good. And of course, once again, the Ace card there. And Makino. Makino I've seen used quite frequently with Luffy, the Black Yellow Luffy, because you want to, once again, you want to be at 0 life with the Luffy card. You may add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life cards to your hand, look at all of your life cards and place them back in your life in any order, but you do add 1 to your hand. So if you're at 1 life, you paste it back, you put Luffy back at 0. Once again, Black Yellow Luffy plays a very dangerous game, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the exact same thing as the Sabo, as the baby Ace. So these 3, very simply put, you summon them, you trash them to bring out a stronger version of them, and you basically buff your leader in the process as well. This Yamato card is interesting. It is a rush Yamato, but you look at all your life cards once you play it, and place 1 at the top of your deck and place the rest back in your life area in any order. So it's kind of a life manipulation thing, but you do lose a life by playing this card.
NANI?!
Yeah, so you do lose a life there. Interestingly enough. So rush Yamato at 5 cost, 4,000 power. It's more useful in my opinion for the 2k counter, but that's just, you know, it is what it is. Now, the cards that they give you for the yellow ones are obviously 1 cost event counters. Not counters, I'm sorry. 1 cost event searchers. You use these to search. I don't think they're really useful. They are a kind of 1 cost 2,000 power counter, and then you can draw a card, and 2 cost 4,000 power counter, and then once again you can kind of look at all your life cards, place them back in life in any order. So life manipulation as well. So it's okay, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I know this was long-winded, but I did want to kind of give a bit of a detailed description of each of the leaders, in my opinion. I know I'm horrible at doing it. I'll try to do better in the future, but I will say, in my opinion, right now, I think Ace is more fun to play. Luffy, he's just very like kind of like gimmicky, because you want to be at 0 life, but if you're at 0 life, it just takes 1 swing to beat you. If you have a Jambe and a big swinger, it's GG's, bro. So I don't know. Black Yellow Luffy right now, I think, is not the greatest, but I think he does get buffed super crazily in the future sets. So at the moment, Black Yellow Luffy, it's okay. I personally think Blue Yellow Ace is really strong right now. Just considering the games I've played against him, he's very hard to beat, depending on the player you're playing against, of course. But there's more cards right now, in my opinion, that synergize a little bit more with the Blue Yellow Ace. But ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy the video, remember to like the video, comment which leader you want to play, or if you're able to find these starter decks in the wild. Luckily enough for me, I'm able to get 2, so I have a play set of every card I need, and I was able to obviously get 2 sets of alternate arts. And I think this is the best starter deck that's been released in recent memory anyway. That literally is very potentially playable right out the box, right? And I'm probably gonna play some games soon with Prodigious, so you'll probably see that coming soon when we do get some time to play. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much for the constant love and support. I appreciate every single one of you. The One Piece TCG, in my opinion, is alive and well. It's an amazing game. The gameplay is fun to play, easy to get into. But I'll just say it right off the bat. I think this starter deck is a little bit harder to play than other starter decks. Because it just takes a little more thinking, life manipulation, understanding of the leaders to kind of jump into it. I'll say in terms of like difficulty level to play this game, coming straight in with these decks, maybe like a 6 or 7 out of 10. But I'm not going to talk anymore. Thank y'all so much. Have a great rest of y'all's week, and I will see y'all next time.
It's what you do. You give me yellow eyes, orange skies, red